So now I'm going to introduce Diana Frerick, President Agency 8. And Diana started her career working for Fortune 500 companies in sales, training, curriculum development, video production, graphic design, marketing, and so much more. In 1996, she started her own business, growing her company to be a multi-million-dollar global leader with 20 employees and over 80,000 customers. With that, I give you Diana.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you, Ann. All right, guys, we're going to have some fun today. Just kind of wake up because I know it's like 3 in the afternoon, or 3:30 in the afternoon, but I promise by the end of today, this presentation, you will laugh. You will have something to take home. You'll be excited and maybe try something when you go home tonight. There'll be something for everyone here. So we'll go ahead and get into this. Now, we've got, first of all, a QR code if you want a copy of my slides. You don't want to have to take a bunch of notes. You can go ahead and go to this link if you want, or just take a shot if you can get it on your cell phone of that, and I'll get you a copy of my slides so you don't have to take a bunch of crazy notes. And I know I was getting some questions before we did this presentation if we're going to be getting into AI, and we're definitely going to be getting into AI. When I first talked to Ann about doing this presentation, I think it was like 6 months ago, right? The world was a lot different. And I cannot begin to tell you how much it has changed in those 6 months, that I was going to do this, and now I cannot help but do what I'm about to do today because so much has changed. In fact, it feels like this, going from a Commodore, who had a Commodore computer, to a cell phone. That's how it feels this last 6 months with AI. And if any of you are in AI, you probably understand what I'm saying, that it is like blown up and it's overwhelming and there's so much out there. And I'm not going to begin to touch all of it. I mean, it's just going to give you this much of it to run with because it's like ever evolving and it's so massive. There's so much to know. So what we will cover today is I will promise to get to some traditional marketing with a new spin, but I'm also going to get into some mind-blowing AI that has just emerged in the last couple of months that I can't help but talk about. So I want to ask a couple questions to kind of see how you all are in regards to AI and technology. I'm going to ask, there's going to be 3 answers to this. First of all, how hands are you with marketing in your business? Number 1, I do it all myself. Raise your hand if you do all your own marketing. All right, number 2 is, I know what I want, I do some of it, but I have other people do some of it for me. Who falls into that category? Okay? And the last is, it's not my focus, I have others do it, I hire it out. You don't want anything to do with it. Okay. Wow. All right. So most of you actually like to be hands-on. All right. That's interesting. How techie are you in your business? 1, I'm hands-on with tech in my business. I like to do all things myself. All right. How about I like to understand tech so I know how to leverage it best, but usually have other people do it. That's about what I thought. Okay. And then I don't want to understand it. I prefer others to do it for me. Anyone in that category? Okay. All right. How do you feel about AI and Chat GPT? And this is an interesting one. I cannot get enough of it. Anyone in that category? Okay. I don't know much. I'm curious and want to learn more. All right. I want nothing to do with it. You know what? There is no wrong answer to any of these questions. I want you to know that. And I respect wherever you fall because right now it's kind of uncharted territory. I acknowledge that. And I didn't know how to walk the fine line with you guys today on this presentation because there's a lot of people that are not liking it and a lot of people that are all over it. And I think the truth is in the middle on it. And it is controversial, but it's not going to go away. That's a fact. It's only going to get bigger. And I want to show you in this diagram here, the internet started in 1992. Who remembers that and how everyone was talking about the internet? There was no search engines. You had to know where you were going online. And, you know, Amazon just sold books when they first came out. But look at what happened. I mean, this is technically, people believe that's where AI is right now in the big scheme of things. So it's coming whether you like it or not, and you can decide where you want to jump on, but it's going to go. And I love these graphics. Protesting is just not going to get you anywhere with this. You know, I think that one's kind of funny. And how about this one? Some people are just saying, I'm too busy with the old, square wheel here to look at your round wheel. It's coming, and here's how crazy it is, because a lot of people don't see. I mean, I didn't see it at first, but even we're all used to Google search engine, right? This is how disruptive this is going to be, in that AI is going to eat Google's lunch if Google doesn't do something, because we're used to going to a computer and asking Google to pull stuff for us from the internet. We're going to be able to go to AI and say, do this, do this, do this, and then it goes and pulls from its library of information for us. We're not going to be using Google down the road. The other thing that's controversial is they say that ChatGPT could replace 4.5 million jobs in the US. And it probably will. I mean, think of any big disruptive technology or innovation over the century. That happens when there's innovation, but I also believe there's massive opportunity. If you find something, there's ways to make this work for you in your favor. I think it's another big gold mine if you can find a way through it. So massive opportunity, and you have a choice. You can ignore it, you can adapt it, or embrace and influence. And I'm choosing, I want to influence it, because it is being influenced by what's going into it. And I want to help create positive influence in the AI as much as I can. Not to say that things couldn't go wrong, but I want to contribute it positively. So some people are asking, what is ChatGPT? So I decided to ask ChatGPT what it was. Why not, right? And so here, if you don't know what ChatGPT, and you keep hearing it on the news, I'm going to try to break it down very simply in that it's basically technology developed by OpenAI, and they're taking just all this stuff that's on the internet and more, and using it kind of as its brain to help consolidate that information and present it to you in a way that makes sense. And what's controversial about this is that I've been listening to some crazy stuff on it, but it's looking at all kinds of stuff, and there are privacy issues here. I mean, it's looking at family websites and all your personal information. It's going to Reddit and taking everything on Reddit. It's taking stuff people have written on their websites, everything, and it's just grabbing it all. And so there's going to be some privacy concerns going down the road as this thing evolves, but it's in its infant stages. And
plagiarism.
And I will address the plagiarism, because it is. It doesn't. It can only do so much. It takes what it finds out there and it just grabs it and hands it to you. So that is a concern. So in a nutshell, it's able to gather everything on the internet and reorganize it at lightning speed, faster than you can. So you can actually use it in ways that doesn't create plagiarism. It's how you prompt it, and I'll get into some of the prompting here in a second. So ways a business can use ChatGPT, all of these ways. I mean, just about anything having to do with content creation, writing, generating ideas, all these things definitely would help you. A ChatGPT, we use it every single day with what we do. And there's a right way to use it and a wrong way to use it. Okay, so where do you get ChatGPT? You go to openai.com and you can get a free account there. And I haven't had to pay for an account. You can pay for an account, and then you get some added features. You'll get access to ChatGPT 4. That's part of the paid program. I'll walk you through that. So here's some things to know in general. First of all, in the basic ChatGPT, the knowledge cutoff, it only knows things up to September of 2021. And so anything after that, it doesn't know anything about. If you say, tell me about something that happened a year ago, it's going to not know. Now, that's not always the case. There's some platforms out there that can be up to date, but the general ChatGPT, not the case. Is it accurate? What do you think? So. Yeah, it's not, because it only is as good garbage in, garbage out, right? You want to add something?
Yes, it depends on the quality of your prompt, and we actually have a blog post on our website about this too that I wrote on how business owners can use it. But one thing, for example, you can ask it to do a competitive analysis. So as an example, I was like, oh, I own a boarding kennel for dogs in Phoenix, Arizona. Write me a competitive analysis on my biggest competitor. And then it was like, as an AI, I can't do that, but here's how to write a competitive analysis. Then I changed the prompt and said, write a competitive analysis on my biggest competitor, D Pet Hotels, and it gave me a massive competitive analysis. So if you give it a specific company, then it can accurately do that, but obviously supplementing it with some of your own research is good as well.
I mean, it could possibly tell you 1 + 1 = 3. I mean, it can make mistakes like that. evidently, well, this is with the basic 3.0. I'm going to keep it on that. Is it politically biased? Yes, very much so. I don't know why. It just is. I'm not going to say, but it definitely is. All you do is ask it, and you'll find out really quick. Is it secure? What do you think?
No.
And does anyone know why it's not secure?
It's offered. Anything you put on there is used for training data.
Absolutely. So all the stuff you key in, the reason that they're giving you this platform for free is they're kind of using you to help train it. So it's taking all the stuff you put in and throwing it into its memory bank to use. And that's where some of the problems with privacy are going to come in. There was some big scandal with Samsung. Employees were putting internal company information in there to rewrite it, that it shouldn't be putting in there. And so now all that stuff's out there. Yes?
So with the security, would you recommend using a paid version like Jasper instead?
Well, and we'll talk a little bit about Jasper. Yes, we use Jasper too. And I've never put anything in there that I wouldn't, there's never been a time, but if you ever want to put something in there that's proprietary to your company, you definitely want to use something that's secure. You're not going to put it on the open ChatGPT platform. There are some Chat GPTs out there, they're not called Chat GPT, but that are private. You just have to make sure. So, plagiarism, big problem, because sometimes it just takes things and it throws it on your, and it's something someone else wrote. So how do you get around that? Well, the way I look at ChatGPT is we use it to gather information, get ideas. And I'll talk a little bit about this, but we then put it into Jasper, which refines it. Jasper is another type of AI that will actually rewrite things and make it original. It'll pass the plagiarism tests. And the big problem right now, teachers right now, their students, they're giving them essay assignments, and the kids are coming back with they just put it in ChatGPT and it writes it for them in 3 seconds. The teachers are now running everything through filters, and they're scoring it that this is 100% ChatGPT, and they're failing the students. So this is a big deal in school right now. Also, Google, if you do SEO for websites, Google is monitoring, and they're actually, if you put articles out that you create with ChatGPT and that you didn't write, it won't leverage that at all with the SEO. It'll just say so you got to be careful with that. Also, there are plagiarism checkers out there on the market. There are some right there, and I think Grammarly has one as well. If you've got Grammarly and run it through, and it'll tell you like a percentage of this is 90% human written. If you run it through there, and you can refine it so it passes. Now, at the end of the day, it's a tool. Just like remember when calculators came around and people said it would ruin kids, they wouldn't be able to do math again, I remember that. Or how about when the computers came, the Mac, they called them Mac back then, Apple Macs, Macintosh. I was in graphic school when those came out, and they said they're going to ruin artists. It's going to ruin graphic design. So it's just another tool, and we have to figure out how to work around it and leverage it and still, be productive, and that's really what it is. All right, so here's my combination. This is, Avery and I think, we both agree on this. Our everyday go-to, we have ChatGPT to kind of get the rough stuff together, and then we refine it with Jasper AI. And I'll share a little bit more with Jasper here in a second. But those two is like the dream team for me. There's all kinds of things out there, but I've talked to a lot of experts out there that use this stuff all day long, and that's the same combo they use as well. The two together gives you a human touch, and Jasper has all kinds of ways to take that raw data and massage it and make it work in all kinds of ways. It has some interesting little tools that ChatGPT doesn't. Okay, so here's Jasper, and I'm a shameless plug if you want to get it. That's our little affiliate link, and you'll get 10,000 extra credits if you get it through us. A8 Jasper bit.ly, and then you can scan the QR code and get Jasper. And give it a try. I think there's a free trial there as well, but we love it. It has all kinds of fun prompts in it, and so that's that. Okay, so how to get ChatGPT 3.5, which is the common one out there, or 4.0, which is the newest version out there. Now, what's the difference between 3.5 and 4 is that 4 is 10 times more advanced than 3.5. And it's faster, more accurate. It has more nuances to it. It can take more complicated information and give you just a lot more data. It does handle images too, which is crazy. Wait till you see this. Let me see if I got it here. Oh, before I get to the images, this is how much smarter 4 is. It did the bar exam, and it is in the upper 90 percentile on, and way above lawyers and regular ChatGPT. So it's super, super fast and smart. And you could take a photo of what's in your refrigerator and ask ChatGPT 4 what you can make for dinner, and it will know just by the image. It has that image. Isn't that crazy? But it can look at the images, and it can get context out of an image, which is just insane. All right. So how to get it? You can get it free at openai.com, and that will be ChatGPT 3.5, which I use all the time. I'm fine with it. I haven't upgraded to the Plus. If you want to pay for Plus, it's $20 a month, and that will give you access to 4 and some other benefits as well. I haven't needed. Have you needed to upgrade? No. Anyone else on 4 or 3? Anyone using right now? Just get the free one and just play with the free one for now. All right.
Does 4 have a more recent library? Meaning 3.5 is up to September 21, right?
And 4, does 4 have up? Is 4 up to the minute? Do we know? I don't think so.
I know Bing is.
The Bing version of 4 is.
I use the free one, so I haven't had to ask any necessarily time-relevant questions because I'm not asking things. I'm asking more for inspiration than I'm asking for specific time-constrained questions. Yeah.
Force connected through plugins to live data.
You can get a Chrome extension that will let you be up to date, I believe.
Yeah, and wire it through, and you can get accurate data on what's online and who's talking about it.
Yeah. The amount of extensions through Chrome for ChatGPT is insane, what you can do. I didn't even want to get into that because it will just blow your mind. Bing, I tried the Bing because it's free, ChatGPT 4, but you have to they want you to use Edge for your browser, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So, but you can if you use Edge and you don't mind. You can also get free ChatGPT 4 at 4front.ai. I tried it. It's got some really creepy features, though. Like you can be Freddy Krueger. Your ChatGPT can be Freddy Krueger, and it talks to you like Freddy Krueger. Like it talks spooky while it gives you answers. It is just bizarre. But it's very limited. It's slow and it's clunky, and I don't know. You can try. Maybe it'll get better. All right. There's many more. They're just popping up every day, and all they're doing is they're all using OpenAI's technology and then creating their own framework around it. So if you really want to go to the source, openai.com, they're the granddaddies. They've given birth to this, and they're really the ones who do it. Okay. If you're not sure what version of chat you're on, then just ask chat. Like, what version? I go, what version are you? And it told me. This is just OpenAI, the free version. Then I went to Bing, and I asked Bing, and it said it was on 4. So just ask it. It'll tell you. Okay, so if you go to openai.com and to ChatGPT, the free plan is like that, and then you can do the Plus for $20 a month. And then you get, when it says access to new features, that would be level 4 and some other stuff they're doing that's kind of cool. They're also doing a business version they're launching soon. So, okay, now Avery was talking about prompting and the importance of prompting. And really, as you get used to it, you're going to ask it little silly, easy things at first, but then you get very sophisticated on how you say things. It'll make the difference in the output. One of the biggest things you can do is if you want to ask it something about your business, start off your question is, act as if you are the owner of an auto repair shop that's successful in Scottsdale, Arizona, and you sell blah, blah, blah kind of cars. So you almost have to paint a picture for it like it's an actor and get it into its role. And if you do that, you'll get a much better response. If you want a very simplistic answer, ask it to explain it in, like you were a 6-year-old. And also some other key points, like get it in bullet points. But this was a really good tip someone had told me. And when you get done, at the end, say, ask me as many questions as you like so you can help me to the best of your ability. So you tell it, it's okay to ask me questions if you don't know what to say. And if you give ChatGPT the permission to ask you questions, and then it'll refine the response. It's kind of creepy. It's almost like you're talking to a person after a while. So, yeah, it's wild. Okay. If you don't want to come up with your own prompts, there are all kinds of places you can go. There's something called promptbase.com. And what's kind of cool about this is you go there and you can sell prompts if you're really good at coding, or you can buy them, and you can say, what do I want a ChatGPT prompt in the area of business, and then you go there, And there's all this cool stuff you can pick, and it'll give you what you pay like pennies, like $2 for the prompt. And you can say, I want a personalized cold sales email. And it'll tell you, this isn't it. It gives you the exact way to word it to get a response like this that's perfect for your business. But if you go to that website, you can get all these fun things already written for you, so you don't have to come up with the perfect prompt. So there's like that, or a small business, like looks like a marketing plan where you tell it the dynamics of the company. I mean, it's just crazy what you can do. Okay, so I want to do a quick live demo so you guys can see how this works and how a typical way I might actually use it in a day. So let's see. I'm at ChatGPT now. And a cute little trick, let's say you're reading an article, and I pulled it up in advance so I wouldn't have to find it. And you don't have time to read the whole article. Okay, here's like an article that's maybe you're supposed to read it for work about sensing the future of quantum. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to read that. So what you do is you take and copy the link of the article, and then you go back to chat and you say, summarize this article. And then you paste the link, and it will read it for you and tell you what the summary is. Isn't that crazy?
Can you tell it how short the summary needs to be?
You can. You can say make it like a paragraph or make it 2 sentences. You can define it.
You can say summarize it in bullet points.
Yep.
You can ask it to put it in a format. It can't make you a spreadsheet, but it can put it in a format that would be easy to put in a spreadsheet.
Let's see. I don't never know what it's going to say. I asked it just take what...
Say 1 sentence.
Oh, wow.
Did you ask it to make a CVT?
Yeah, ask it to summarize the article in 1 sentence.
CSV? I'm sorry, CSV file. You asked it to make, put it there itself.
Can you article?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did it anyway.
But it did it, yeah.
It did? Okay. Something else to tell you. If you start doing a lot of stuff, sometimes you need to start with a fresh screen, because if you keep going too far with one thread, it goes into, what's the word? Not hypno. No, there's a word they use in the business. No. Hallucinate. It hallucinates. That's the word they use. And so it starts making up crazy stuff, and I've seen it do it, and I'm like, whoa, that's freaky. Okay, so you got to sometimes just start with a fresh, and you just go to the top left where it says new chat. Okay, so I'm going to do that, new chat, and click on new chat. Okay, so now another thing I want to do, and this is kind of freaky as well. Let's say there's this video, and I found a video here, a Joe Rogan video. And I don't know what it's about, but I don't want to listen to the whole thing. And I did make sure there wasn't a summary underneath it, just to show there wasn't any summary under here it was stealing from. So it was actually listening, I guess, to it, because that was what freaked me out. Here's the key to doing a video summary. Summarize this video. Now, the key here, and I experienced this, is not only do you have to put the video, you have to put the title of the video in the chat, because I don't know why, but it's like its way to verify it's looking at the right thing. What is that? And then I just put the title of the video, and now let's see what it says. And there was no description for it to pull from. I made sure that. There you go. Isn't that insane? I don't know. It must be listening to it. Well, there actually might be some SEO behind the video we can't see that it's pulling. Maybe the transcript is part of the SEO, but it did that. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Here's like a little example of act as if. Maybe you want to do a Facebook ad, you don't know what to write. This is when it comes in handy, because it gets you started. It helps you write that ad or that post. And so I just put in that to see what it says. I don't have no idea what it's going to say. And there, it's going to give you what to say. You copy, tweak it, and then paste it on Facebook. And it's going to tell you what to say.
I'm sorry, my head's still spinning through this right now.
Isn't that crazy? Okay, now here, let me spin it more.
Do you have to speak, like, do you have to use language that's, like, you're conversing? Can you just say, Facebook post for an oil change special? Do you have to say, please, will you write?
Well, no, you can try it, but I found as I get more, like, conversational with it, it gets more real with me. Play around with it. Just see what you think. I write 5 tweets about the above offer. So here's something. I have to write a lot of tweets every week. So now I want to put tweets out there. And now it's going to create my tweets with hashtags. Now I can copy and paste those and put them on my Twitter. You guys, this is mind-blowing stuff, really. I mean, I'm about to go one next level here on you. Okay, so let me show you another little trick. I'm going to take that description, that Facebook ad, and I'm going to copy it. Oh, it's giving me, let's just take this. I'll start right there. Is it time for an oil change? Now, this will be real quick, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. This is called Pictory, Pictory.ai. This is a paid program. This thing is so crazy, spooky. I'll tell you how I sometimes have used this. I can take a video, import the copy of the video, or transcribe the video with this, put the copy in this. It'll spit out a summary, and then I tell, make a video. I've even gone as far with other AI combined with this is I didn't even do the narration. I had AI duplicate my voice and clone my voice because I speak into it, and it talks like me. Okay, I know Beth listened to it. She said, I know that's not you, but it sounds like me. And then I can even create a video of myself talking, but it's not me. I know. So reason to get a safe word with your family. Because they take video footage of me to create a composite of me, so I can have my fake AI voice, my fake video, type in what I want it to say, and I can be in my pajamas all day long and put videos out. I'm deep faking myself.
What you want to wear when you do that?
Yes. And you can pay companies to do very sophisticated deep fakes of you. That's next level stuff. But we're going to do something real easy here. I'm going to go and take that copy I copied, and I'm just going to put it into this Pictory. And let's just.
There are also AI narration options that don't use your voice.
Yeah, they use other professional speakers.
It's a fun game we play now. Is it AI or is it a real person, real voice actor?
Freddie Krueger.
All right, then it's going to ask me. I'm just going to pick this, and you can go whatever format you want. If you want to do reels, let's do reels, and then let's see what it does. Now I'm not going to show you.
You said you pay for this?
I do pay for this.
There is no free version.
I think you can play around with it for free, but it's a limited trial. But I think it's I think we paid $100 for a year. I don't remember. Okay, so now let's play the video. And it's going to be a little choppy in the preview because when you output it, it's nice and clean. Now you can change the music, but the AI knows what you're saying, so it tries to match up. And you can change the speed. That's a little slow for me. I'd probably go 4 or 5 seconds. You can change the speed. But look, it's just combining what I just threw in there and created a video you can instantly put up.
Less than 5 minutes.
It's got a library of royalty-free stuff it's pulling from. You can also import your own images. I do a combination of both sometimes. We do videos every week, and I use some of their stuff, some of our stuff. So rapid fire, because we're running out of time, but this is the part that's going to go fast anyway. I promised you I'd get to some of these old school marketing with a new spin, and I'm going to go through these really quickly. Okay, so word of mouth. Hands down right now, influencers. Leveraging influencers on social media is super hot. And like I said, if you're getting the slides, these are some of the tools. This is called a Noxinfluencer.com. It's a research tool to find out the perfect ambassador for your brand. It gives you statistics on what kind of, just their engagement, what platforms they're on. There's all kinds of amazing tools out there to find the right influencer for your company or your product. There's also Shoutcart.com. This is actually more affordable because you can just buy a one-time thing for someone to mention you in one of their TikToks or something. So shoutcart.com, you can browse the influencers there. You can see what their reach is, what platforms there are. You can sort by category. It's kind of cool. And then you can do a reach out. You have to subscribe to this, but then you can reach out to them and make them an offer, $50 or $500 to say something about your product. Everything's different. Another one is Influencity. This one's just another site for that. There's lots of them. Okay, billboards. Who's used old school billboards and paid, what'd you pay a month? I paid $1,500 a month I had to commit to a year. About that? Yeah, they're expensive, but they're very effective even to this day. But it can be so much more affordable, and you don't have to commit to a year. This site is called blipbillboards.com. I know you've seen their billboards here in Phoenix. They're the ones that keep changing. They're affordable. A $20 daily budget will get you 527 blips. What's a blip? It's 7.5 to 10 seconds of exposure. So it's really, I've seen people do these for personal, like birthdays and stuff. You can do it, like if you know your friend drives by a certain billboard all the time, put their birthday message up there. But that's a very affordable way to do some billboards. A good friend. If you want to do lead gen networking, I just discovered this site yesterday. I mean, I'm telling you, they're popping up like crazy. It's called meetalfred.com. It allows you to do some crazy stuff on Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebook for lead gen and automate it in ways that don't get you in trouble, because that's the problem with some of this stuff. And it looks really, there's like a free trial. I'm going to play with this later to see what it does, but just check it out. I haven't had a chance to tell you much about it, but it looks really interesting. And then direct mail is so different now. Remember the old days of having to go to the printer and having to print a whole lot of them and then go through the postage thing? Now you can do it all online. And what the metrics you can get and the way that it's just so sophisticated, you would be shocked. But anyway, Postalytics, yes. There's some automation there. HeyPoplar.com. These are ways you can literally go online, design it right there, say who you want to upload a file, send it to these people. It's super affordable, so easy. No, minimums are just really low. You don't have to. You can experiment with it, and there's sophistication with it too. And there's some different sizes you can do. You can do letters. Frankly, I think sometimes old is new again because everyone stopped mailing for a while. So now, do you find that when you get mail at home, you're like, oh, I got mail, and I know you don't because you get truckloads of it, but. Newsletters are back. This is our internal company newsletter. Look at our open rate. 60, like those are insane, and it's consistent.
And we have one that is even higher than that.
Yeah, one higher than that too. There's AI to create newsletters now. Some of it's totally free depending on the size of your list. There's Email Octopus. There's visme.com/ this newsletter. I mean, there's so many cool things that weren't even there 6 months ago. So this is a website, if you've never been there, helpareporter.com. We call it HARO. This is where you become a subject matter expert. Whatever your company is, whatever you're really good at, you go on this website and you put yourself out there. You put your bio up there and you say, I am an expert on these things. And so when reporters need to write a story about something, they go to this place and they find a subject matter expert, or they put the word out. I'm looking for a business owner that specializes in this, or we're doing a story on this. And the thing is, you can get a free account here. But the difference if you get a paid account is when something that you have a keyword in that you want to target, like maybe they're looking for a company who owns a print shop, traditional print shop. They want a business owner like that. If you have a paid account, you'll literally get like a text or email or something. You'll get notified right away because the name of the game with this is first to market. So if there's an alert that goes out, a reporter wants somebody like this, you got to be the first one there. And that's where a paid account comes in handy. But you can get a free account and play around with it. But that's how you get yourself out there. Back in the old day, you would have to email the station and track down reporters, and now you do it through this. Podcasts are huge. Who listens to podcasts? Okay, why not advertise on them? It's so cheap. It's super cheap. So there's this website. You can buy time on podcasts. It's really easy to do. This one is audiogo.com. Then we have advertisecast.com, and that one is pretty big too. That's, I think, part of Libsyn. But anyway, that's another place to shop around and put your message out. Okay. Anyone need to get new headshots done? Like, you just don't want to go to the photographer. You don't have time, but you need new headshots. Okay, well, I just got some done. And I got some other ones done. And guess what? That wasn't really me. That's fake. That's all fake me. Okay? I went to AI.
You look like a movie star.
No, it's not always headshots gone wild. Look at what the heck did they get?
I like the gal from Lord of the Rings.
What is that? What is that? Right.
That's Sandra Bullock.
Wait, no, that was like, what the heck is that? Then, oh, wait a minute. What is that? Okay.
You should use that one.
All right, I'm sorry. I gave them all these. These are really me. And it took all of those to come up with, in a case of it, I got 100 of them with these people. I thought that kind of looks like me, but 100 of them for $17, 24-hour turnaround. This one was kind of a different feel, a more vibrant style. And if you use TikTok 50, you get it for like $10. And that was a 1 hour turnaround for 50 headshots. And I would say about 10% of them look like me. The rest of them, you're going, what? Oh, you're laughing with your friends. But that's the other thing I recommend is show your friends and have them help you decide which look most like you. Because you're kind of, not going to be the best judge. My friend here, Beth, did look at mine, and she's like, no. If you're looking for a next book to read, find your nextbook.ai. Just put it in what do you want to read about. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff. Let's say you have to read a lot of contracts all the time, or you need to find stuff in contracts. Docalysis, I can never pronounce all these things. Docalysis. That will help you read PDF documents and summarize them. If you want to create original music, maybe you have a podcast or you have a video, and you don't want to buy music, you can make your own. And you can tell it the mood and the style and the vibe, and then it puts out original music for you. It's crazy. Now here's something else. This is what I was telling you about before. MyVocal.ai. There's other ones out there. But this one you can record your voice. It takes 25 samples of your voice, and then it spits out your version. You can create music. You can do text-to-speech. I've used another one before, and it worked really well. And I started to play around with this last night, and it's still rendering my voice. It says there's a whole lot of people using it right now. It's free. That's probably why. But anyway, there's that. And there's all kinds of, oh my gosh, just Google AI tools. They're all over the place. They're just blowing up everywhere. There's aggregators.
Will ChatGPT tell you?
You can ask it. Well, just ask it. Here's an aggregator right here, gpte.ai, and there's all sorts of resources there for you to get what you need. All right, so last but not least, Avery and I are going to be doing a webinar next month on the 18th, and if you scan the code, you can register. And
Next month or June?
I'm sorry, May 18th.
Yeah, it is next month.
It's next month, and we're going to be talking about some tools specifically to help build your brand, tactics and ways to do it with AI. So you're welcome to attend. Now, I will not put you on an email list, other than if you want to go to the webinar, I'll send you reminders of the webinar. You're not going to be tagged for anything other than this, okay? So don't worry about that. But anyway, that is it. I hope you got something out of that today. It was a lot of information.